Hello guys, and welcome to episode 10 of my Burning Baltics campaign in Star Division 2, playing on the Axis side. Previously, we continued to develop our salient here. We just destroyed a unit that was on our flank, so that's good. Now I need to move up the rest of my forces as close to Jelgava as we can get, probably towards the 561st Rifle Regiment here. So that's what I'm going to do first of all. What I've done is basically just move all of my troops up as far as I can. It ended up with the 29th Panzer Regiment sitting right in front of the 561st Rifle Regiment. They're going to be backed up by the 12th Armoured Recon Battalion. They've also got the 4th Armoured Recon Battalion behind them, so should be absolutely fine if they get counterattacked. But we are getting very close to this flag, and when we get there I'm going to have to try and break this down. But there are a lot of troops heading up and down this highway, so it kind of seems like we are on a little bit of a time limit as these are heading in this direction, so this could get built up quite quickly. So next turn we're really going to want to make as much progress as possible, and if this AA goes down I might choose to make an attack across the river, but otherwise all of this movement's done. I've left a little strong point here to deter these units from going in and destroying our salient, and I've also got a couple of units here that are moving on these rifle regiments, because if they come across here they cut us all off, so that would be really bad. On this bottom side, that's what I've got to look at next, and I think in general we're probably just going to dig in. I don't think there's really much point in pushing any further because there's not much to gain. There's no flag that I need beyond this point other than Jelgava, and that would require me moving up the highway, and getting through all of these units up the highway is going to be... that's going to take a while, to say the least. So I'm going to make my movements here. We'll just see what I dig in and move up the rest into better locations. So I finished moving all of these units. I pretty much decided to alternately dig them in. So I have the 2nd Battalion of the Fusilier Regiment Großdeutschland digging in. I've got the 103rd Panzergrenadier Regiment digging in. We've already got the 2nd Battalion of the Panzergrenadier Regiment Großdeutschland dug in. We're going to get the 3rd Battalion dug in as well, and the 108th Panzergrenadier Regiment down here is already dug in. So what I've done is basically just moved troops so that if any of these get attacked, they'll be able to reinforce each other. If they are available to come in phase A, like say if one of the adjacent ones comes in or they attack it and we're adjacent to the defences, we'll get defences in the battle regardless, so that'll be fine. I also sent these further up so that we can dig them in to stop flanking manoeuvres. I also bombarded this unit, which will force these ones to go around, so it'll take longer for them to get the flank on as well. So I think we're pretty much done for the turn, honestly. Not really much else to do. Our front line here is almost all set up. I might want to get this artillery back behind our lines, but otherwise seems pretty good. We'll just do a couple bombards here and there. Make sure I bombard that so that it doesn't just attack my artillery straight up. We can bombard this one as well so it doesn't get any closer. Otherwise I think we are set. Just doubly checking. Yeah, looks good. Potentially I could bombard over here as well, since we do have artillery, but doesn't really matter, to be honest. So I think it is time to move on to the next turn. See what the AI get up to. We're under attack already. So the Corps Kleffel has come under attack by the 1168th Rifle Regiment. We will be backed up by the 285th Security Division. We do have Stugs at our back. We have Stür 42s as well. So we should be in a pretty good position, since they do not have any armor of their own. We got plenty of men. I'm going to probably try and deploy as many of my units that don't have transports early on. I could also potentially bring aircraft, but I don't know if they'll get intercepted. I don't think it's necessary. I mean, maybe I could bring in my recon group just to give us some extra men, because they might bring in this howitzer artillery brigade actually, which would then give them more units. So let's just line that up. Looks like we'll get caught by the AA, so not gonna be able to use them. Alright, let's see how it goes. Could bring these in phase C just in case. Let's do that as well. Quite a wide map that we've got to play over, which is fine for us because I can use a lot of these Stur 42s to control the ranged engagement. We are starting on a breakthrough defense, which on this map is not too bad because we do have the hills that we can use. So the 2,000 meter range on these Stur 42s will really do a lot of damage. And also, they're not going to have their AT guns in position very easily. So, yeah, this is actually really good. I'm going to go ahead and set up some troops. I think I'm more or less set up. I did place down 4 of the Stur 42s, which used up 12 of my points, which means we're going to have less infantry to work with as we go forwards, because a lot of these, like Beverungs, for example, do not have transports. I put down quite a few of them, though. The Beverungs are nice because they're 15 strength and they have AT. I was going to put down a bunch of my Grenadiers, but these do not have AT and they only have the MG26 and they're only 9-man squads, so really not as good value. Same with the like Hilfspolizei and also the Citadungs. Citadungs aren't too bad though. But yeah, all of these infantry do not come with transports, so we're going to be running them in from the back of the map. So this battle could take a while. Let's launch, see where they attack, and basically just go from there. We have our first sighting. Already going to be taking some shots. This is an F-22, and a captured Russian F-22. And that's going to be firing away at the vehicles coming down this road. We do have the Stur 42 ready to help if anything unloads. Looks like the Stur 42 sorted that out on its own. So far so good. With every tick, we're going to want to bring in as much as we can. I'm almost tempted to bring in a bunch of Beverungs early on to the locations where they already tried to push, because they'll get there like as the game progresses. So currently 30 minutes left on the clock. I'm just speeding it up and slowing it down. Here we're doing a lot of damage to this infantry that's trying to push across the open. They are arting my F-22 here, which is a little bit worrying, because they do have that howitzer artillery brigade in phase A. That might cause issues as the game progresses. Going to bring in another Stur for the left hand side to help clear out these guys. I'm also going to want to send some more units over here. Let's grab the Stug 4s. We'll send a Stug 4 over there to give us a hand. Just annihilating so much infantry here. They're all stacked up. Wipe them out. There is one unit over there, but it's not pushing us yet. On the right hand side, the Zis 5 is going to unload. I'm going to get my Beverungs over to the right hand side. Maybe worth me trying to get something to push up here. Maybe if I get a couple of these recon vehicles, for example, maybe like the T-34 with the BA-10M, we can go and destroy this at the back here, because it won't be able to do much to my armoured targets. Meanwhile, we can just pin and surrender anything else that we find along the way. My guns are currently doing a really good job. I'm actually going to bring in a couple of Begleits here. We have just come under fire from the OB, so that's not good. I'm going to grab another Stug 4 to back us up on that town, but so far so good. It hasn't really gone too bad at all. Just need to keep an eye on more of those OBs, because they really could start getting the better of us. Big group of infantry here. Loads of Strelky DP running towards us. Thankfully we do have the Stur 42 up on the hill here, which is doing a nice chunk of damage to those forces. I've also got this one down here that now also has line of sight, so that's great. We're still killing troops over here, I think it might be a good choice to grab some more of my expensive troops, like the Baglites. Yeah, we'll bring in the Baglites here to back this up, because that's going to turn into a lot of infantry, I think. Although the Stu-42 and the IG are doing a good job at the moment. And my T-34 and BA have just arrived, so we're going to be able to push on their artillery soon, I think. Unfortunately, I did just lose an Opel Blitz. One of my Baglites was here, but I didn't unload it. I didn't give it the unload at position order when I brought it in. So that is my fault. What I would like to do, though, is if we can get my BA-10M to zoom over here, I can use my T-34 leader to surrender all of these, which would be really good. I've just got to hope that they didn't bring any AT guns further back, because it could get pretty awkward. The BA-10M should spot any infantry. Just got to keep an eye on these buildings here as we drive past. I'm going to take a wide berth because I think there's probably something in here, maybe. Or at least in one of these buildings. Nice kill from the BA-10M onto the ZIS-5. We are just demolishing them here. Running down this poor infantry, look at that. They surrendered. Right, up the road we're going to go. Potentially what I could do with my armor is actually cut off some of the spawns. So I might look into doing that. This combination is so cool. Like the captured Russian vehicles charging down the Russian troops. See if we can get some good surrenders in here. Because we have pinned down the majority of them. And this leader T-34 should, in theory, be able to surrender them. I am only concerned about infantry like that unit, that Strauki. Oh no, that's a bit close for comfort. That might be hiding behind the buildings that we then have to deal with. Thankfully it looks like we got away with that. And we can surrender these as well, as long as they remain pinned down. This is going really well. So I'm going to get my T-34 and the BA-10M to kill the artillery. I'm going to have to be careful of the ZIS-3 though. It's going to shoot my T-34. So we're going to pull out of range of the ZIS-3. Should be 1,500 meters. And we'll continue to shoot the other artillery piece here. That Avto just yeeted a shot miles. It's not good because I don't have any recon for my tank anymore. We've moved into phase B. I do have 32 points available. I think my best bet is to invest heavily into Stugs. They're hard for the artillery to kill, and they can still put out quite a lot of HE fire when I have a lot of them. So we're going to do that. They also have the chance to transport snipe for us. Seems like a good idea. The next thing I have to worry about is supply, because my Stu-42s have been doing a great job. But we need to make sure that they don't run out of ammo. That could get pretty awkward. Like on this hill, this one on the left has already run out. I also might want to move this Stu so that it doesn't get killed by artillery, because that artillery is big artillery. It does have like 152 millimeters of penetration. Oh, I actually just lost that to an OB. Oops. We're also gaining and losing flags. This one in particular is being pressed pretty hard. I think what I'm going to do is get my Bewährungs that we brought in quite a while ago to start moving in this direction, and I'm going to back it up with some big light pioneers. These big light pioneers are really strong, probably the strongest infantry we have. The Stier 42 is going to be loving life with that supply. I will want to move the supply away though, whilst it gets hit by artillery. On the right hand side, we do have a little bit of an issue. They've managed to push quite far up, and I don't really have too much here to stop them. At close range, the Avtos are really going to do a lot of damage, so what I'm going to have to do is pull off the hill and then shoot them afterwards. I think the OB just killed another one. These OBs are horrible to deal with because they have heat rounds, and if they penetrate, they kill. One shot every time. So my Stugs, like a lot of these units I'm losing, is to this 3-star OB. Just doing absolute work. Hopefully my Stier 42 here can get some ammo, some more ammo, and we'll be able to get rid of that sooner than later. Constantly under attack here. This is not good. Oh, we might want to get those Baverdongs out of there as well. They are stuck and surrendered. That is unfortunate. On the right hand side, more Stugs will have to cover the ground. I don't really have a way to get a lot of infantry up here. Stabswache though, that could work. Losing my Begleitgrens though, not a fan of that, because it's one thing in this unit that makes them actually half decent. Then again, if we destroy this unit, then we'll probably be okay. OB has gone down. Looks like we finally killed it over here. Which is going to allow us to clean up a lot of these infantry now. My Stier 42 here is going to be getting some more ammo now, which will be really good. We'll start cleaning up a lot of these. Keeping the Stiers with ammo is super important right now. Even the Stugs with ammo, like HE ammo, definitely important. Definitely have to keep running away my units when they get pinned down though, especially on this right hand side. It's going to get to a point where I can't keep speeding up the game, which I have been doing so far. Let's get some more reinforcements over to the right hand side. Artillery came and killed my Opel Blitz munition truck here. So that Stier 42 is probably going to end up running out of ammo at some point. But these ones are doing okay. The Stug 3s are really putting in work. The Stier 42s also doing a lot of damage. Having these Stier 42s, it's been an absolute lifesaver so far. Currently multiple ZIS-2s firing at my Stugs though. I'm going to want to make sure that we're taking those out ASAP. They could cause a lot of problems. A couple more Stabswache arriving here. These are just really strong double MG32 infantry because they have 2-star veterancy. My IG-18 is almost out of ammunition. I'm going to bring up another Opel Blitz here. This is a bit of a precarious location, but I'm going to risk it again. I think we have enough supply vehicles to risk another one. We're 21-7 in flags, currently 13 minutes left on the clock. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds left until Phase C. And then when we get to Phase C, they're going to have a lot of troops, I think. They get all of their reinforcements coming in, so things could get really kind of crazy. Thankfully, we do have a lot of Stugs lined up. So we're going to be continuing to melt enemy infantry so long as we have ammo to do so. I may just choose to bring in more and more Stugs here just to hold the line for a longer amount of time. I could bring some across here as well to shoot across. Stier 42 down! No! The artillery hit it directly and killed it off. That's not good. First of our defences crumbling. I wouldn't even mind if Stug 3s died, but the Stier 42s are super important right now. We have 4 left. 3 of them are on the left here. We'll see how it goes. We've got my Panzer 39s finally arriving on the right. They're not particularly strong, but they're annoying for their infantry to deal with. We have just moved into Phase C. They're going to have a huge amount of reinforcements. We will also have reinforcements. I am going to have my extra recon battalion arriving now, which is actually really nice, because I'm going to be able to have 222s, particularly on this right-hand side. That's going to be super useful, just to mow down a lot of this infantry nice and quick. But they will probably run out of ammunition pretty quick as well, so gonna have to be a bit careful. But so far, holding this position's gone really well. Just to get the Super Blitz away from that artillery, because that could end very badly. IG down, got hit by the artillery. Beverong's being pinned. I mean, I'm trying to get this Stug reloaded, but not quite working out. What I might do is just move them to the mid here, get them all reloaded at the same time. Try and get them away from that artillery. Have toads getting eaten as they try and approach the big lights. Great stuff. Okay. We are holding on. 10 minutes to go. Going to start moving up a supply truck for the right hand side so we can get all of these Stabsvaker some ammunition, because they don't seem to get much ammunition. Really looking for some good longer range units though. I would bring in the MG42s, but I don't want to lose them because they're quite important for this recon unit. Since if I attack with the recon unit on its own, they need ways to hold the front line, and the MGs are part of that. So wasting them in this battle would be pointless. We don't really need them, so that's the other thing. But I am going to get my 222s to attack. Make a little bit of a counter-attack on the right-hand side. This 222 is getting so much damage in. It's ridiculous. Big 3 down. Another one dies to artillery, I think, there. I might not want to let these go too far up, because this 3s may target them, and then we'd be in trouble. I will, however, unload the Aufkladders, because we want to try and keep them alive. We'll let the Aufkladders run away, and the 222s can continue their advance. The artillery is hitting the Aufkladders as they run away. Check out this road though. That is brutal. We have annihilated so many infantry squads. If anything, yeah, we're going to lose some troops, but this battle is going to just annihilate so many of their forces. MG34 just got demolished by big artillery. The artillery is really building up now. This Super Blitz is going to want to get away from that bridge. Look at the amount of forces here that are building up. I think that's more just my 222s revealing the location of the enemy forces. But again, another Aufkladder gets hit by a stray artillery round. I mean, it is kind of likely that it's going to happen just due to the concentration of forces that I have here. But at the same time, it's frustrating because it does remove one of the 222s from the unit, which are always useful when they're attacking on their own. Panzer 39 going down, don't really mind. If the 222s go down on their own as well, that doesn't really matter too much. But 2 minutes, 50 seconds left. Let's see if we can hold on. I'm going to move this Stug to a different location. I also probably want to move these Stugs away from this tree line because they're probably going to get pushed by enemy forces. This has become quite the attack. If we lose any more troops or any more flags, then could be in trouble. Let's just grab some more Stugs here to hold the line on this right hand side. I'm going to get some to sit across the water here. so that we don't lose any flags unnecessarily. And another 222 going to go down there. These 222s are doing their best. Hopefully they won't run out of... Oh, come on. Out of ammo by the end. That was a Stur 42 going down. That's really not good. This one's also getting RT'd again, so we're going to move it out of the way. I'm also going to move this one on the hill, because they're really hardcore targeting them now. Okay. Time to move. All of these Stugs, look at them. They're all out of ammo. This is crazy. There's just too many of them. OB. Hopefully we can kill it with the T-34. I'm not sure why my T-34 is actually there, to be honest. But if it can kill an OB, I'm happy, because that will be one less OB we've got to deal with in the future. Let's just hope the OB doesn't kill my T-34 with HE. That would just be the icing on the cake. My Stur 42 has made it away. It's good. I can move this up to resupply in the meantime. It looks like a lot of my supply vehicles have got killed, which is not good because obviously I'm going to have a limited supply of them in future battles, but 1 minute left now. Hopefully we can hold on. Another one of my Panzer 39s just went down. This 3 is starting to shoot them, which is not good for us. 20 seconds left. Let's just move these out the way. We are going to want to keep units forwards so that we can capture the front line. But otherwise, it looks like it's going to be a minor victory, which is a shame. It would have been better to have a major victory, but I can't really recapture another flag quick enough. That's going to be 28 minutes, 28 seconds, 245 kills, 60 losses. Having the artillery there building up right from the start definitely made things very difficult, but the Stur 42's farming infantry. It is a shame we lost a couple of them because that is really bad. They're so useful for situations like this. Then again, I don't know if this unit is going to have a situation like this again, so maybe it was worthy sacrifices. That was a difficult battle because the battlefield was so wide. In the end, we lost our BA-10M, we lost the 2 Stug 3s, which I don't really mind, the 2 Stur 42s, unfortunate, Stug 4 I don't mind, T-34's fine, and then losing the rest of this stuff is all okay. Losing Bavarians doesn't matter because they're without transports anyway. Losing the Begleit Pioneers and also Begleit Grenz, that's unfortunate because they do have transports, so they're much more useful to these divisions. And the Opel Blitzers, of course, is unfortunate. But we destroyed a lot of units there. Look how many we'd killed. That's a lot of Maxims, that's a lot of Avtos, Strelky DP, Strelky. That was quite successful, honestly. Now we're going to be under attack again. This one's going to be a little bit different because we do have defenses, so a lot easier. They do have some Su-85s, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. We're going to have an abundance of Pak 40s that we can spread all over the place and just demolish them. Let's make sure we actually bring in reinforcements before I click the next button. They do have AA, so no point in bringing in any aircraft. I don't think I need to bring in anything in Phase B to help out. Let's tactical battle, and we'll jump on it. So here we are, once again on the Ostrovno map, but this time it's a lot thinner, which is much nicer. It's not so good. I mean, technically this lake looks really nice defensively, but we're going to want to deploy on the far side of the lake, which is difficult to do initially because we have like such a skinny amount of ground to take advantage of. So I'm going to take just a second to, well, I say probably more than a second, to get down my defenses, and then I'll be back with you in just a second. I'm all set up. So let's quickly go through my defenses here. We have a bunch of grenadiers behind 2 sets of barbed wire. They're going to be in these trenches. I have fallback trenches as well, so if I press fallback, they'll probably land around here and they'll get in that trench instead. I do have a Pack 37 bunker out in front that's going to be pointing down this road. We've got Pack 50 pointing up that road. Also got a Panzerbuchse just like sitting here. I'm going to like run it forwards into the tree line there just to try and transport snipes. So I've got a bunch of Pack 40s back here with an IG-33 should help a lot. A couple of Stugs dotted about. MG in the church. Panzerbuchse again going to run forwards into the forest here. Then we've got some Panzergrens, MG bunker, Pack 37 all facing to the left. Then we've got these ones facing to the right with the Pack 75 that's going to be covering the road. Got a bunch of Grens out in the open. If they fall back, they'll just fall back into this cover. Got an MG42 here as well with the IG-18. And then a bunch more Pack 40s. I have been quite liberal with the Pack 40s because in the Tank Destroyer Battalion, I don't tend to use the Tank Destroyer Battalion too much or their Pack 40s. So just kind of spreading them around with abundance, as it doesn't really matter if I lose them. Then we got the Grenadiers just in heavy cover there with the Pack 37 going to be covering this road. On the right hand side, another Panzerbuchse that's going to be running up the road to try and get some transport snipes. And then we have these Grens all in their trenches here with a leader that's going to try and give some extra veterancy. That's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and launch the battle and we'll wait for the enemy to come to us. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. They do have some aircraft, so I should probably look actually see if I have any AA. I don't think we do, which might mean that we get wrecked pretty hard. Yeah. The thing is, with their aircraft coming in early on, it does mean that they get quite a lot of points. You can see how much artillery they already have. They're also going to start bombing my bunkers like pretty much immediately. These poor Panzergrens, they're not even Panzergrens, they're just normal Grens, are already under artillery fire. We'll just move this one over to the left in the meantime, get them out of harm's way. IL-2 coming in for the Stugs. Okay, so no more Stugs are going to be brought in because they're just going to get cluster bombed. They can't even see them. Well, they shouldn't be able to see them. I think what I'm going to do is just make sure that these guys are running away and they're out of line of sight. They do not get hit by cluster. That would be pretty bad. My poor Panzerbuchse surrendered over here. I don't think they got any kills, but my MG42 is getting plenty of kills, so that's good. You can hear it firing away and killing all of these AVTOs. We've also got the IG pop in that. Let's see how long it takes for the AI to bomb that. But a lot of these M3A1 Razvedkas pushing our way, and we have killed a ton of them. It looks like my Pack 40s are really putting in work, which is good. We are 19-5, which does give us a major victory, but I'm not sure that's really going to be enough. The thing is, it already being 19-5 is going to make it difficult moving forwards. Because if they go like 18-6, then they'll have lots of time. Like, we've already got to wait another half hour to finish this battle. And we've got to hold on for all that time whilst they continuously get more points to throw at our defences. It's much easier because we have bunkers than the last one, to a certain extent. But then again, of course, they have aircraft, so things are a bit awkward right now. I may be inclined to get a bunch of infantry together from the 638th and try and make sure we secure the extra flags on the right so that we can slow or speed up the process here. Another IL-2 coming in for that Pack 37. So I've just realised that I probably should have used the infantry from the 638th first, because they don't have any transports. So we're going to start piling troops on the right hand side, see if we can capture these areas, but we're not going to have troops there for a while. I can bring up a couple of pioneers to secure the right though, which we kind of have already. But we're going to want to grab this one as well. Actually, no, 20 flags means only 13 minutes instead of 30 minutes. So we'll grab, yeah, we'll probably just try and push up here with the infantry that we have. and we'll leave a couple behind in the defensive positions to make sure that we can hold on if they push us out of position. I will also want to get closer to this flag so that we can maintain the tickets going down for longer. Currently we're on like a double tick, so that's pretty much where we want to keep it. I'm so tempted to bring in more Stugs all the time, but I have to resist, otherwise they will just die unnecessarily. I could also bring in my artillery. I'm going to do that. They might get targeted, but I don't really mind. On the left here is another place that I'm going to want to get units further up so that I can control this flag, because that is part of the 20 flags that I'm trying to maintain hold of, because you can see it's gone back up to 25 minutes, which is quite a while. Thankfully that IL-2's completely whiffing its bombing strike though. We managed to take this back. But yeah, I'm going to get an artillery leader to go up here, because it's pretty much one of the only larger units that I have that can come in a transport. Although I can get some MG34s and transports. I'm not sure how useful it would be that far up though. I can also just bring in loads of Panzerbuchsers. It's just a shame that the Siderungs and also the Grenadiers with the MG26s cannot come in. But that's a bombing strike onto the IG. This Pack 40 under fire by artillery. Got a little ways to go. My infantry that was holding near this flag did just get killed. What I am going to do is bring in these two infantry guns so that we can fire across. They might get bombed, but at this point I just want to make sure that we hold it as it is. I may even be able to get presence over this flag if I push whatever's on this ridge off the ridge. Oh, the recon is spotting my tanks. Run, Stoke, run! No! There's two coming in for this one as well. They lost line of sight. Okay, I'm going to send these all the way to the back because it's not going to get any better. I'm going to keep spotting them. Run away, Stiggs. Run away. I give you permission to leave the battle. And what I'm going to want to do now with this artillery is make sure that we kill as many of these mortars as possible, because they're going to be starting to do some significant damage to my bunkers if they get direct hits. But looks like one of my pioneers already died here. Must have bumped into something. There's Vidka squad in the way of the pioneers. I'm trying to get to this flag. Let's see what there is in between. This MG42 is kind of helping us out quite nicely. Just have to figure out what it is. Something on the edge of this cliff here. Because if I'm not holding with this Battlefielder, for example... Ah, there we go. Is it just a Starky Gomrati? It is. It's back to the 20 flags. Good, that means I don't technically need to hold this one for the time being, but I will still try and get some troops over there to give it a go. We have just moved into Phase B. There is only 8 minutes left on the clock. So I don't think we'll get to Phase C as long as we continue to hold 20 flags. That bomber's not helpful. It's going for the Battlefielder, or is it going for the Panzerbuchse? I mean, regardless, it's going to pin us down. Ah, that's not good. Really not good. They're constantly going for this Grenadier on the right-hand side as well. I guess as long as they're bombing something like this, they're not bombing my infantry guns. And my infantry guns are going to be infinitely better at holding the ground. And we're also going to just capture that back anyway. I might send one of my Grens over there to contest that. I did manage to also find some MG34s that we're going to be reinforcing the right with, so that's good. We're actually 21-3 now, but these Grens being bombed, we're going to fall them back out of those trenches and go hide them in the trees. My IG did get bombed. Now that I mentioned it, the AI made sure to come in and kill that off with their bombers. I've got the MG34s coming up here though, so it should be okay. I just need to remain out of line of sight of that sniper. I do have the Gren contesting the left one, so that's good. But these Pack 37 bunkers, these are getting a lot of kills. Unfortunately, this one's under fire from the Maxim now, so it'll eventually get pinned down. Oh, also the OB, so yeah, that's not going to be there for too much longer. But only 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes remaining. All of these units are getting pinned down by counter battery. I think a couple of these MG34s did get unloaded because of that, which is unfortunate. We'll just let the Sicherungs chill out here, although they are taking quite a lot of damage. IL-2 coming in for the MG42 on the right. Well, going to be losing that as well. There's just nothing I can do about these IL-2s. And there's not really anything else I can really bring in, unless I want to just dot around Panzerbuchs everywhere, which could be a good idea, particularly in the buildings, for example. I might do that. This infantry gun currently having a pretty great time just blasting across the lake here. Rafniki getting killed, but again, check out all of the dead transports. My bunker did finally go down there, unfortunately. Also, these bunkers are now being hit as well. But one thing I'm going to have to do, because I didn't give them unload at position orders, I'm going to have to do Shift V, or Shift U, sorry, so they all unload when they arrive. These IL-2s are really starting to just pile in constantly. Now, Gren, you got to move, boy. Get out of there. They're coming in hot. There goes my artillery. Alright, after they've attacked this, we're probably going to go for a counter battery order. Looks like we're going to start to get pushed off on the right hand side as well. It's going to start building up a lot. We have 8 minutes left without the 20 flags. I do want the 20 flags. We've got to keep these tickets going. Then again, I can't really afford to come out of the heavy cover there, because we'll lose those engagements. We're currently down to 17 flags. Things are getting a little bit out of hand, because there is a lot of troops heading our way. My Gren just died there. We lost these 2 flags. 7 minutes left on the clock. If I can get a minor victory, I will take it. The trouble I'm having is I just don't have enough to spend on. I could bring in more AT guns to try and just transport snipe, but yeah, it's not looking good. These Avtos are getting closer and they're just demolishing everything that they touch. And these bombers, they're killing the rest. Although my Sicherungs are slowly but surely arriving on the right hand side. There goes that IG. The more that these aircraft kill, the harder it gets, because they start targeting stuff that actually matters. So now it's 16-8. And technically, we're not even going to win. It's going to be a draw. Unless it gets to phase C, and then it will change. We're going to want to make sure these tickets are still going down. It's only a matter of time until the MG42 in the church gets bombed. I don't mind if they bomb these Panzerbuchs. They are pretty useless. They're actually a really good distraction for the bombers. Maybe I could bring in some more of them just to keep them busy. Like, particularly if I just kind of put them out in the open, they will just purposefully bomb them, because that's what they can see. So we just spread them around and use it to bait the AI a little bit. In the meantime, though, I'm going to want to grab my Pack 40s, I think, and start building them up a little bit further back. Make a second line. On the left it seems okay. It's on the right that really matters. Then we're going to want to select all of these, make sure that they are unloading upon arrival. But 5 minutes left. You just see all of the aircraft flying everywhere constantly. It's ridiculous. Gonna lose this flag soon. It's even getting smoked as they approach. It's not good news at all. I've decided to bring in my mortars now. We'll bring them in, just put them on like fire at will or something, so they can just target anything that they can see, because we are getting pretty desperate. I might as well just start bringing in everything we have, even if it has to walk to the front line, because if they keep pushing me, then we're going to want to have it there at least. Just slowly but surely they're whittling us down. I'm trying to hold on as long as I can to the 17 flags, but it is so difficult right now, especially with, like, for example, that artillery fire coming in onto the grenadiers. Sniper's going to pin them down. There's no way we're going to capture that back. These Grens, they fell back, but they're not in cover. Oh, G's still doing work. Thankfully they haven't bombed that yet. Here come more of the Pack 40s. We're going to get these unloaded and they can start hammering this infantry. If we move into phase C, it will probably start ticking again in our favour. We'll get more points, but it won't matter. I might even have to start sacrificing Stugs, but then again, is it worth it? I don't know. 15-9. This attack is relentless. Our Citadels have got into position on the right flank, but we're not going to be able to take back the flags right now, so this is a little unfortunate. We got 19 minutes and 28 seconds remaining. Just about holding on. Let's have these fire at will. Not expect this to go this way, because we did hold for quite a while. I'm going to start speeding up just because there isn't really much I can do. My Pack 40s have used up most of their HE here. Technically I can bring in the supply vehicle to get them back online, but the supply vehicles themselves will probably just get targeted anyway. I think a minor defeat is actually going to be the outcome for this battle, and then we're just going to have to set up a new defensive line afterwards. My mortar's getting slammed by enemy artillery. Currently 17 minutes left. Again, just keeping it sped up because not really much else I can do. Slow it down when we need to, but yeah. Right side's okay, we just get stuff into cover. My Stugs, they're all chilling further back. We'll just make sure that they're in cover so they don't get killed. Left side's still strong though. Just this area is almost impossible to hold when we're under constant air power coming in. I really thought that we'd have to deal with like enemy AA more so. I didn't bring in my own aircraft. Maybe that was a big mistake. I need to get AA over to this right hand side maybe. Yeah, I think the biggest mistake is definitely just not bringing in my own fighters, because regardless of their AA, I probably would have been okay. I've just got to keep things sped up and wait to lose, basically. We'll take as many with us as we can. The IG has one last HE shell. Can he make it count? Oh no, the IL-2! It finally goes down. It's going to be a draw in 8 minutes. Apparently. I mean, these don't really have range to do anything. They're 50mm mortars, but German 50mm mortars suck. because they don't have any range. If I can get them into like heavy cover, and technically they can do okay, but as soon as they reveal themselves, they're gonna get hit by him. Look at all of these aircraft, it's crazy. It's constant. Okay, honestly, maybe it would be a better idea to just purposefully lose. Because it would have caused this counter sooner than later. Damn. We got toasted by the AIs and the air spam. This battle, though, I guess it's relatively inconsequential. To the grand scheme of things. As long as it doesn't go major defeat, I think I'm okay. Yeah, alright. 29 minutes, 9 seconds. Oof. 133 kills, 160 losses. We were transport sniping and holding for a very long time, but then the IL-2s just built up and destroyed everything. Damn. That was brutal. We lost the Grenadiers, the Sicherungs. I should have had the Sicherungs in early on because that would have made more sense. Then I could have brought in the Grenadiers afterwards. I don't think, though, it would have made that much of a difference. Also, the Grenadiers have better MGs, so you could argue that they were holding better because of that. But we did lose 16 Pack 40s. I'm just worried that when I click OK, it's going to destroy that unit. It didn't. Okay, we're all right, guys. We're all right. We held on. That was insane. Gonna speed up the AI turn, see if they attack us anywhere else. I've thrown some fighters into our AA, but otherwise, not too much else going on. Like, they managed to just move back most of their forces on the right hand side. It seems like this attack didn't really matter in the end. We'll have to obviously set up a new defensive line there. But it seems like everything else is fine. They also moved the unit away that was in front of us towards Jelgava. So it looks like we'll just be heading on down here after I attack them. Well, they moved to the left. This is also a really good opportunity to push through because they actually broke some of their defenses, although they're still going to have 5 units joining in there. It may be a time to attack, though. Guess we'll work it out in the next episode, because unfortunately, guys, it's been my time. Yeah, we'll leave it here. We'll figure out the attacks next time around. It looks like we'll be making good progress towards Jelgava. The poor 1st Battalion of the 390th completely obliterated by that attack. That was brutal, but great fun. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.